Right, good afternoon everyone and welcome to this Finnish Premier League qualifying match between SKK Rapids and Gymkhana Gladiators. Lots to play for today on this Friday afternoon in Finland. It's about 5:30 in the evening. Conditions are overcast. Had a little bit of rain earlier today, so should be a bit of moisture on the pitch. We'll see how that affects the game. Into bat are Gymkhana Gladiators, and bowling are SKK Rapids. SKK Rapids won the toss and elected to bowl first, and they do have quite a strong bowling lineup, headed up by their captain Gerard Brady, who's number 8, and currently at the end of his run-up, ready for action to begin. Batting for Gymkhana opening is number 27, I believe, Nirav Shah. Excuse me. Should be number 47, Aslan Gondal, and the first ball past the batsman on the offside, straight to the keeper, no runs scored, so an easing start. I'm not quite sure who is partnering Arslan Gondal today. I'm sure I'll find out once they change ends, as Gerard Brady continues with his second ball. Ball snicked straight to gully and it's out. Second ball, magic by Gerard Brady. I did mention that SKK Rapids do have a strong bowling lineup, and the captain struck straight away. The new batsman in for Gymkhana Gladiators is number 17, Brar Simranjit, who's also the wicket keeper for the team. A disappointing start to the game for Arslan Gondal now, who's heading back to the pavilion with a golden duck. So as I was saying, a lot to play for today. The team that wins this match will be continuing over the weekend in the final tournament for the Finnish Premier League. So we've got cricket over the weekend now, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, the team who wins the most, I guess, or beats the competition over the weekend will be crowned the Finnish Premier League champions 2021. So this is the final cricket match of the Finnish Premier League, but next weekend we do have an international match between the Finnish Bears and the Swedish national team, so do make sure you tune in for that as well, as Gerard Brady continues with the third ball of his over. Down leg, pulled away, going towards fine leg. Doesn't get there, so it'll just be the 2 scored, but Gymkhana Gladiators off the mark. An excellent chase there by Asad Ijaz, one of the younger SKK players. Decent left-handed batsman, so we'll be looking forward to see what he can do with the bat later on in the game. Gerard continues, down leg again, this time just poked into the onside, just for 1 run. 3 off the over so far with 2 balls to go. So this should be the second opener now on strike. I'll let you know who it is once he gets up and I can see the number on the back of his shirt. He's a left-handed batsman. Nice to see that. We'll see if Gerard Brady elects to go around the wicket. No, he looks like he's staying over the wicket. And the batsman is number 18, Saif-ur-Rehman. One of the Rehman brothers representing Gymkhana as he bowls outside the off stump. Well played by the batsman for no run. So yeah, the brothers Ati-ur-Rehman and Saif-ur-Rehman, if I remember correctly, last year scored a significant amount of runs with the bat. So expect some fireworks after the first few overs of today's match. Comes Gerard with his final ball. It's full, driven down the ground for no run towards or long off, or mid off, who fields it well, and that's end of the first over. Gymkhana Gladiators are 3 full run. Taking the second over for SKK Rapids is Nirav Shah, number 27. Right arm over the wicket as he comes in for his first ball. Medium pace, full toss, smash to the leg side. Goes past the fielder to the boundary where it's fielded. Thrown in for 2 runs to Gymkhana. Not a convincing first ball, but let's see if he can get it back on target for his second as Shah continues. Bowls again full, driven down the ground to over long off, and it will go for 4 runs. Excellent shot. Better pitched, but still over pitched by Shah, and gets the treatment. I've been in fact corrected that number 17 is Bilal Masood, batting for Gymkhana Gladiators. So, excuse me, last time I identified him as Brar Simranjit, but it is Bilal Masood with the bat currently facing Shah. Shah continues, better pitch this time. It's hit back down past the bowler to the stumps at the non-striker's end for no run. Shah continues, bowls a slower ball this time, and it smashed the leg side. It's in the air, and it's gone all the way for 6 runs. Oh, excuse me, no, 4 runs. Just bounced before the boundary rope, it seems. Excellent shot by Masood. The feeding off the slightly slower bowling of Shah. They weren't teeing off so much when Gerard Brady was bowling slightly faster pace. So Shah will be looking to correct his line and length to minimise the damage done now by the Gymkhana Gladiators. It is power play overs, so restrictions are applied to the field. So only 2 players allowed out. As Shah continues, slow ball again, driven to the offside towards mid-off, misfield, and a run taken. So the players out for SKK Rapids are deep square leg and deep mid-wicket. So Rahman back on strike, still not off the mark. Masood has accelerated to 14 runs off of 7 balls, excuse me, with 1 ball to go off the second over. So Rahman will be looking to get off the mark here. Tickles it towards the leg side for no run, well fielded by Fitzpatrick by SKK Rapids, sent back to the keeper for no run. That brings the second over to a close. It's 14 for the loss of 1 wicket off of 2 overs. Masood will be back on strike, having faced 7 balls and scored 14, so a strike rate of 200. He's accelerating along quickly, and Gymkhana are leading a bit of a recovery after losing their opener Arslan Gondal on the second ball to Gerard Brady, who now picks up the ball once more. at the brewery end here at Kerava Cricket Ground. In comes Gerard. Bowl short. Attempted pull shot by the batsman, but no connection made, and it goes straight through to the keeper. The keeper for SKK Rapids today is Arib Kadir, who's also very useful with the bat. Another one of the youth contingent as part of the SKK side. As a random dog walker passes me here in the commentary box. Gerard Brady continues. Oh, down leg side, and it's pulled with some disdain to the boundary rope. That's flat for 4 runs by Masood, who continues his onslaught. Now 18 off of 9. Correction of the line needed, oh sorry, the length needed for Brady. A couple of short balls now that first Masood failed to capitalise on, but the second one he made no mistake as Gerard Brady continues. Short again, pulled again over the fielders that are in the circle, and that will be another 4 runs for Masood. 22 off 10. Punishing the less than ideal bowling there. Gerard Brady's a lovely guy off the pitch, but he will be kicking himself on the pitch, and really a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde when he gets on the cricket ground. So I expect a Yorker to come up next from Mr. Brady. Let's see what he has in mind as he continues for the 4th ball of his over. Yep, full ball, but it's driven to the offside back of towards the 3rd man region really, and it's gone for 4 runs once again. I'm not sure if it was an edge or whether it was a opening of the bat, but it's flown down the ground to 3rd man, and obviously no one there at this point in time. So another 4 runs, and that's four scored 3 times in a row. So a hat-trick of 4s for Masood, while Rehman is still yet to get off the mark, having only faced 3 balls. Comes Gerard, driven again, this time slightly more controlled into the offside, and it's well fielded by Vijendran at point. Comes Gerard again, a slightly better ball on the wickets, driven down the ground by Masood, who's obviously looking to hold on to the strike as much as possible. Looks to be a key player for the Gymkhana Gladiators, as at the end of every over they take a single to the rotated strike and ensure Masood's still on strike at the beginning of the next over. And he will be, as it is 3 overs gone and 27 scored with the loss of 1 wicket. Masood going on strong, having scored all 27 runs off of 13 balls, and Rehman still off, yet to get off the mark off of his 3 balls faced. Seems that there will be a change of bowling for SKK Rapids, with Nirav Shah taken out of the attack, and Carl Fitzpatrick, otherwise known as Ted, comes into the attack, and similar profile to Gerard Brady. Fast medium bowler, gets a bit of swing on the ball. So they'll be looking at him to make the breakthrough against the key man of Masood for Gymkhana Gladiators. So fielders out for SKK Rapids currently. Let's have a see if I can see them properly. Deep square leg. And a bit of a, I would say, a deep sweeper position. Deep mid-wicket would maybe be the position I would call him. Not quite long on, but more like a deep mid-wicket is the other fielder. Fitzpatrick with the long run-up, moving his field around before beginning his first over. And he comes, number 99. Bowles, full on the offside, it's a full ball driven down to mid-off, who fields it, fumbles it a little bit, but it's well blocked. Had it got past the fielder, it would have been 4 runs for sure, and it is Asad Ijaz at mid-off who fields that ball. Rahman now on strike, hasn't faced the ball in a while. Only the 4th ball he's faced, despite opening with Gondal for the Gymkhana Gladiators. Let's see if he plays some shots or if he looks to try and get Masood back on strike. In comes Fitzpatrick. Bowls full. It's taken a single off that run. And it is Masood who is back on strike, as Gymkhana would have wanted, so the key player for them. The last ball was slightly down the leg, so it did make it easy to tickle for a single. Fitzpatrick will be looking to correct that against Masood. Bowls it full again, and it just plodded down back to the bowler for no run. Comes Fitzpatrick once more, bowls full on the offside, again driven down towards the keeper, and there is a single there as it goes through his legs for one, or deflects off his legs. Good running by the Gymkhana batsman, and Rahman back on strike with 2 balls to go, and he's obviously off the mark now, having scored 1 run during this over. Currently 1 off 4, Rahman, and Masood 29 off of 16. I have actually now got the Cricket Finland YouTube channel up, so for all those people watching, if you want to chat with me, please go ahead. It'd be nice to have some company as Fitzpatrick continues. Full, well bowled, but it's prodded down towards mid-on, and it will be a single. They won't be coming back, so just the 1 run. Lots of supporters in the chat here wishing Gymkhana a victory. They're up against difficult opposition in SKK, who have improved their form throughout the year. As Fitzpatrick continues for the last ball of the over, and he comes, bowls full outside the off stump. It's driven in the air over the inner circle, and it looks like it will be going all the way. Yep, driven kind of over the point region. Not a real cut, it was more of a drive, or heads towards point, and a few bounces for 4. So Masood continues his impressive batting display against the SKK Rapids bowling, and they will definitely be looking to get Masood out as soon as possible. Let's see who continues for SKK Rapids. It will be the captain, number 8, Gerard Brady, continuing. So his 3rd over out of the allotted 4 over maximum for each bowler. Score is currently 35 for 1 off of 4 overs. In comes Brady bowling against Rahman. He's short and he's pulled again, and it's gone past the bowler at mid-wicket, and it looks like, no, he hasn't gone all the way. They've fielded it well at the boundary rope, and it will be 3 runs scored there. Bit of a lackadaisical running, but well run after by the Kerava fielders. It is a bit of a moist outfield, so potentially slightly slower in patches, as that seems to be being the case now, but another short ball by Brady. We saw a few in the last over, and Masood was quick onto them and punished him with 4 boundaries, or excuse me, 3 boundaries in the last over when Gerard bowled. As he comes in again, bowls better length this time, and it's a missed shot by Masood as he hits his pad and dribbles into in front of him for a run. Rahman back on strike, now 5 off of 6, and Mr. Brady is 2.2 overs, taken 1 wicket and gone for 20 runs so far. So left by the batsman, a full ball by Brady, accepted, not a wide. So just a leave from the batsman there. I think that's the first leave we've seen today. Was within the bowling markers, it seems, by the umpire's actions. I'll have another look at that on the stream as it's hit by Rahman towards mid-on for 1 run. And Masood, excuse me, is back on strike to face the last 2 balls of the over. In comes Brady. Bowls down the leg side, it's driven towards mid-on for the left-hander. And well fielded and thrown in. And Rahman takes strike for the last ball. I don't expect they'll be taking a run here, but they want to keep Masood on strike as much as possible. So it could be another leave, the second of the game coming up for Rahman, potentially. Be interesting to see how they play this from a tactical perspective. There's a short ball and it's slapped away by Rahman with disdain. Looks like it's gone all the way to the boundary, and it has. It's gone over the mid-wicket fielder and a few bounces to the boundary fence. Yep, Gerard Brady's been a bit short with his length today, and he's got punished each time he has been, as he's probably most likely going to be taken out of the attack now, as that was his 3rd over. Ted Fitzpatrick will continue from the Burton end. That's the residential end. Yeah, Kerava National Cricket Ground, as the sun's come out as well quite nicely. Gone at the overcast conditions, and we have a lovely sunny late summer evening here in Finland. Long may it continue, even though I expect it won't. Masood, 35 off of 19, and in total the Gymkhana Gladiators are 45 for the loss of 1 wicket off of 50 overs. So currently going at a rate of scoring about 180 to 200 runs in their 20 overs. As Fitzpatrick comes in, bowls full, driven down the ground, powerfully driven between the fielders to the boundary, and that will be 4 runs for Gymkhana Gladiators. Masood putting on a real excellent display of batting here, striking with some real venom and getting those much needed boundaries. Fitzpatrick continues. Ball again full, driven again, exactly the same ball, exactly the same shot, and exactly the same result. It's another 4 runs for Gymkhana Gladiators, as Masood once again drives the ball past deep extra cover region for another consecutive 4 runs. 43 off of 21 now, Masood. So if he continues like this, he'll be making his half century. Let's hope commentators curse doesn't strike as Fitzpatrick comes in again, bowls again full, driven again into the extra cover region, fielded well by the Kerava number 9, Asad Ijaz, who has a shy at the stumps, but seems to me as if the batsman Masood was safely in his ground. Once again, good batting, good fielding. Rahman will continue for the Gymkhana Gladiators here. As in comes Fitzpatrick, drives, defended, just pushed away into the offside, for the left-hander. And no run there. I think it's 2 balls left in the over. Yes, it is indeed. 54 for 1 currently. SKK, so Stadin and Kerava Cricket Kerho, desperately in need of a wicket or a breakthrough soon to break this partnership. As in comes Fitzpatrick once more. Ball, shorter ball on the leg side. It's pulled away and it's gone. It's been caught. Wonderful catch. I'm not exactly sure who it was of the SKK fielders, but it was kind of dinked to the leg side rather than pulled, and the fielder at kind of backward short leg region is quick to react and takes an excellent catch. And that is the break of the partnership. Unfortunately for SKK Rapids, it is the less dangerous man, Rahman, who falls to Mr. Fitzpatrick. And Bilal Masood will continue with another partner. And that is, I believe it's... Oh, we got 2 number 17s on the pitch. I believe this one is now Brar Simranjit. Slightly confusing for the commentator. But we'll try to remember that Masood is the batsman with the yellow cap and Simranjit is the batsman with the blue helmet. Will make it easier for me to remember who is who. So it is Brar Simranjit joining Masood, and he will take strike. There's 1 ball left of the 6th over. Two right-handers now at the crease, which makes it easier for me. In comes Fitzpatrick for the final ball of his over. Bowls it full on the offside, driven, but straight back to the bowler for no run. Excuse me. And that is the end of the over, so 54 for the loss of 2 wickets. With Rahman, Saif-ur-Rahman, falling on the second to last ball of the last over. And it's 6 overs gone now, so another 14 to go. And Masood closing on to his 50 with 6 more runs needed to get there. So he's currently on 44, and he will be facing the new bowler, who is, I believe, number 45 potentially, Kamal Raj Chandrasekaran. I'm not 100% sure, so we will have to confirm in a moment, as he's bowling from the brewery end, so I can't see his number. In fact, it seems to be Wakas Raja taking the ball for the SKK Rapids and bowling to Masood of the Gymkhana Gladiators. A tall, gangly figure off a short run-up. Medium pace is driven to the offside. It's well fielded by the man at cover. Actually, not so well fielded. It does go past him, but he gets a hand on it. But they will get 2 runs. Actually, they will get a 3rd run due to overthrows. Poor fielding by the SKK Rapids. So it's 3 runs off the first ball of Wakas Raja. Slight misfield there at the extra cover region. And after that, an overthrow when sending it back to the bowler. That does mean, though, that Simranjit is on strike and will face the 2nd ball of Wakas Raja's over. Slightly short on the offside, is pushed away towards the gully region or the backward point region. Fielded just for 1 run, and the danger man Masood back on strike, who's currently 47 off of his 23 balls he's faced. No extras yet in this match as he bowls a short one down leg, and it's well fielded by the wicket keeper. Must have taken a hit on the pad as he bowls another full ball. It's driven by Masood down the ground to long off, just for the one run, as Masood moves on to 48 off of 25 deliveries, closing in on his 50. In comes Raja, bowls full again, full toss actually. It's driven again to the long off fielder, and it will be again just the one run scored. One ball left in the over, and Masood could potentially reach his 50 now, or he could just take the single and ensure he has the strike for the next over. In comes Raja, off a short run up, bowls it, good length on the offside, it's driven into covers, but no run there. Well fielded, I believe that is Gerard Brady there in the covers. And that is the end of the over. So 60 scored for the loss of 2 wickets off of 7 overs, another 13 to go. Masood currently on 48 off of his 26 deliveries, and Simranjit on 2 off of his 3. Change of bowling yet again. Looks like it will be number 45, so Kamal Raj Chandrasekharan taking the ball from Carl Fitzpatrick at the Burton end. Fielding restrictions will be over as well, so they'll be able to put more fielders outside of the inner circle, and they do have 3 currently, 1 at long off, 1 at deep mid wicket, and 1 at square leg. Hit to the offside, gone through the fielder, but it's fielded at the boundary by that person at deep mid wicket, and it's sent in, and just 1 run scored, and Masood back on strike. Continues. Off spin outside of stump, cut away towards the point fielder for no run. Not often you get to say that with Mr. Masood on strike, but no run scored there. Little off spinner tweaks by Kamaraj Chandrasekharan as he comes in for the 3rd ball. Flighted, hit in the air towards long off, but it will bounce before him. It's fielded just for a single. Containing well with Chandrasekharan. All those hits so far found a fielder, and he's changing the field slightly. He wants his deep square leg in the circle. Let's see if he's punished for that move as he bowls again. Short of a length, just pushed away by the batsman for no run. Chandrasekharan continues. Poor, it's absolutely smashed away. That's the first maximum there, hit by Sim Ranjit, and it's basically gone into orbit. A hoik into the leg side, and no chance for any fielders. Now it's just a question of if we will find a ball or whether we will need a new one. And it was hit deep, deep, deep into the mid-wicket region. Excuse me, yes, exactly, the mid-wicket region. By Simranjit, who's raced on to 9 off of 6 deliveries, and it seems we have found the ball. And Chandrasekharan continues, bowls outside the off stump, it's just prodded away, no single taken as it's found gully, and that will be the end of the 8th over. Gymkhana Gladiators 68 for 2. Masood 49, so 1 away from a half century off of his 28 balls. And Simranjit 9 off of his 7. So both batsmen well within the acceptable strike rate in T20, especially Masood. But they'll be looking to continue their partnership for as long as possible here today. It will be Wakas Raja, the lanky medium slow bowler, bowling towards Masood. A good over last time from Raja. I'll be looking to continue that as he comes in from the brewery end. Full ball on the stumps, an appeal for LBW. It's a vociferous appeal, but the umpire is not interested. Did look as if it was going slightly down leg from where I was sitting, and the umpire seems to be of the same opinion, so just a dot ball. Raja comes in again, bowls full again, it's driven into the offside towards the deep cover fielder there, or deep point fielder, and it's thrown in, and it will be 2 runs scored. Sheikh Nadeem Imtiaz asks where is this match being played, and Rohit very thankfully informs him that it's in Kerala. As Raja continues, short ball, and it's pulled away by Masood. A few bounces to the deep square leg fielder and thrown in, so just a single scored off of that slightly off length delivery. And I should point out that is Kerala, Finland, and not Kerala, India. Slightly different places, slightly different conditions at the moment, I would imagine. As Raja continues, goes a full ball, it's prodded away by Srimjanjeet between the cover and mid-off fielder, just for the 1 run. And that was, by the way, Masood's 50 on that last ball he struck. So he is now on 52 off of 31 as he continues facing Raja, who bowls, and it's a full ball, and it's driven in the air. It's gone right in the air, and it's a brilliant catch. I believe it's Gerard Brady, the captain. It seemed to hang in the air for a while. It was an excellent catch, running backwards by Brady. Masood is clearly frustrated with himself. It must have hit the toe of the bat, as usually when he hits the ball, it does go flying, but this time it was caught by the fielder at mid-off inside the circle. But I must say, once again, an absolutely brilliant catch by Gerard Brady, the captain. Had to hurry with his steps backwards as I get the replay on here to see exactly what happened there. But Masood makes a wonderful half century and then falls, miscuing a full ball by Raja straight to the mid-on fielder. Yeah, as I see it there, he miscues his shot, and SKK make him pay. New batsman for the Gymkhana Gladiators, number 54 for Yazir Ali. Comes to the crease to support Stream Ranjit. One more ball to go of the 9th over of Raja, who makes a crucial breakthrough for the SKK Rapids, and his bowls again fall. It's towed into the air. It's gone over the fielder on the leg side for 1 run. Not a confident shot by Yazir Ali, but he does get off the mark, and he will hold on to the strike for the 10th over. As I said, a crucial breakthrough there for the SKK Rapids. Masood, really the danger man for Gymkhana Gladiators. Let's see what else they have in the batting bank, so to speak. Will it be, are we already into the tail, or do they still have some quality batting to come? We'll find out in a moment as we see who is going to continue for the SKK Rapids. Will it be number 45, Chandrasekharan, with his off spin? It does look like it, and Yazir Ali facing for the Gymkhana Gladiators at the brewery end. His off spin tweakers did well to contain the batsman in his previous over, except for that one huge 6. Bowls again. Yazir Ali goes back and prods the ball back down to the bowler for no run. Slight fielding change by the SKK Rapids. Long off comes in to the mid-off position. Still got deep square leg, deep mid-wicket region, and a deep extra cover in place. Other than that, everyone in the circle for the new batsman as continues Chandrasekharan. It's hit straight past the keeper, slight misfield, and just 1 run well backed up there by number 19, Troy Faithful. And 1 run scored. So Ali on 2 and Stream Ranjit back on strike, currently on 10. And a rebuilding exercise now until we, or rather before we get into the final 10 overs of the Gymkhana Gladiators batting session. Seems to me that we have a lot of Gymkhana fans in the chat, more so than SKK fans. At least a lot of the chatters in YouTube are wishing a Gymkhana victory as Chandrasekharan continues slightly short down the offside. It's cut away past the point fielder who's running back, stops the ball, but the batsman will come back for at least 2. Yep, and that's it. Good, excuse me, good chasing of the ball there. Chandrasekharan continues around the wicket. Again outside the off stump, another attempted cut, but this time straight through to the keeper with 2 to go in the over. Short outside off stump again, another attempted cut shot. No connection once again. So same result. Chatanaya Reddy says the chasing team will win, meaning SKK Rapids will be chasing the total set by Gymkhana Gladiators. And Mohammed Junaid Khan says the target would be around 155, 160. Has a huge shot into the leg side. It's in the air. There was aerial, and it's brilliantly taken by Panaya Vijendran. It was another kind of slog sweep by the batsman, Sim Ranjit, and it's gone straight up into the air to Panaya Vijendran, who takes a very confident catch. And it is another Gymkhana Gladiators batsman heading back to the pavilion with a disappointed look on their face. So now 2 fresh batsmen for Gymkhana Gladiators. It will be number 99 joining Yazir Ali at the crease, and number 99 is Pankaj Saharan. Excellent bowling there by Chandrasekharan, keeping on the pressure, forcing the batting team into an aggressive shot. And usually when you go aerial and you force a shot, it ends up in a wicket, at least when I'm batting. So 150 could be a score that Gymkhana Gladiators are looking to reach. As we said, the key man Masood, after he fell, so far we haven't seen much more batting wise. So hopefully some of these middle order batsmen will be able to restore some fortitude and balance to the batting innings of Gymkhana Gladiators. Let's see who is continuing. It is number 85 Wakas Raja for SKK, and facing, it seems, is the new batsman Pankaj Saharan. Bowled full on the off stump. Oh, he's gone first ball. Golden duck for Saharan as he goes for the drive and nicks the ball straight to point. An easy, simple catch. Well bowled by Raja there. Exactly the area where you want to put it for the new batsman. Just outside of stump, forcing him into a drive. And he obviously doesn't make proper connection to it, and the ball gently floats to point, and the point fielder takes the catch. So golden duck, the second one of the Gymkhana Gladiators innings. Replacing number 99 Pankaj Saharan is number 49 Faisal Sahazad. Again, as I said, they'll be looking to restore their innings once again. Two new batsmen at the crease. Yazir Ali is definitely a capable batsman. I've seen him around the Finnish cricket leagues, and he's definitely capable of batting well and batting the whole remaining 10 overs. Many of these other batsmen are unknown to me, so let's see as we wait Raja to continue his over. Bowls again full on the offside. It's nurdled to the point region once more, but this time in a more controlled fashion on the ground. No run, but also no wicket for Shahzad. And Raja will continue. Slightly shorter outside of stump. An attempted half drive, half cut shot, but no connection made with the ball. So again, no run scored. Raja continues. Bowled full, prodded into the offside, directly to the fielder at mid-off, and no run taken. Good pressure here by SKK. Again, outside the off stump. An excellent line and length by Raja. Very consistent, not giving anything away. And the SKK fielders, only the two of them out. Once more, deep square leg and deep cover. Everyone else inside the circle, putting on that pressure on the batting team. As again, it's deep on the offside. It's driven down the ground. Fielded by long off, and it will just be the one run, and that was the final ball of the 11th over. Gymkhana Gladiators currently on 77 after losing multiple wickets in the last 2 overs. They are now 5 batsmen down, and they have 9 more overs to bat with 2 reasonably fresh batsmen at the crease in Shahzad, who scored 1 of 5, and Ali, who scored 2 of 3. Masood, the only batsman really to make any decent figures so far for Gymkhana Gladiators. Some other batsmen have got into double figures but haven't progressed past that. Let's see who comes into the bowling attack. It will be number 45 who continues. So Chandra Sekaran continues for the Rapids, as it is Shahzad who is facing for Gymkhana Gladiators. Chandrasekharan once again opting to go over the wicket. And he comes, bowls outside, short, outside off stump. An attempted cut shot by the batsman, but no connection made, and a dot ball. Chandrasekharan continues. Another short ball outside of stump. It's kind of pulled down the ground, if you like, but it's well blocked by the cover fielder, extra cover fielder, and just the one run taken. And now it is Ali on strike for the Gymkhana Gladiators. Slightly short again on the offside, just simply very nonchalantly defended by Yazir Ali. Doesn't seem to be in his high-scoring hitting mode just as of yet. Still looking to build a foundation for a long partnership, as it's now this time down leg, and he does put it away into the onside. It will just be the one run taken, as there are 2 balls left of the 12th over. At this rate, you're looking at a projected total of about 120 to 130 for the Gladiators. They should really be looking to score 150 to have a competitive total. As Chandrasekaran continues down leg, it's an attempted pull shot. Oh, it's actually given as a wide. So that is the first extra of the match, and we are already in the 12th over. So it has been an excellent, tight bowling display by the SKK Rapids, making the batsmen earn every run they've got on the board. And Chandrasekaran will be looking to continue that tight bowling, having now given away a wide. Again, it continues. Prodded off into the onside by the batsman Shahzad. Just for 1 run and 1 ball to go in the 12th over. Slightly short on the leg side, and it's excellent wicket keeping there by Yazir Kadir of SKK Rapids. The batsman just prodded it down around the corner to the leg side, and Arib Kadir was after it in a flash, and the batsman Yazir Ali had to hurry to the other end to retain the strike in the next over. And it is actually over now, of the 12 overs over now, so it's 82 for 5 off of the 12, and we've had an over and a half without any fall of wicket. Next weekend, of course, we have the Finnish national team facing the Swedish national team here at Kerava, so please make sure you tune in. Myself and my colleague Richard Savage will be in the commentary box, bringing that live to you. As Wakas Raja continues outside the off-stump, cut away past the point fielder, an excellent shot, but there is a deep point fielder there who does get to the ball, and it will only be 2 scored. An excellent arm there in the deep. I'm not sure who that is, but an excellent arm to keep that only to 2. Ali continues on strike, having played a good cut shot. Down leg this time, pushed into the onside. Will have to hurry for the run. Oh, a direct hit might have meant he was out, but no direct hit made. So another 1 run scored as Gymkhana Gladiators look to push the run rate up with some excellent running here. Haven't seen a boundary for a while either, as Raja continues. Full toss on the leg side. It's tickled around the corner. It's fielded by Troy Faithful, who then has quite a wild throw towards the bowler's end, but fortunately it's well covered by the SKK Rapids fielder there at mid-off. In comes Raja, short on the offside, pushed away towards gully, no run there. The batsman at the non-striker's end is sent back. Raja continues, and Ali nonchalantly again just plays a defensive shot. Full again, and once again pushed back to the bowler, and that is the end of the 13th over. Gymkhana Gladiators 86 for 5. Raja has now completed his 4 overs with excellent figures of 4 overs for 16 runs and 2 wickets. So very economical bowler, considering this is a T20 by Raja. Only 4 overs given away from his, or 4 runs and over given away from his 4 overs, and he's taken 2 wickets. So I'm sure his captain Gerard Brady will be very happy with that display, and obviously Brady, the key man who took the wonderful catch to get the danger man Masood of Gymkhana Gladiators out. It will be Chandrasekaran also continuing from the Burton end. He's currently bowled 3 overs for 1 wicket and 16 runs. So he'll also bowl his overs through as he continues. Full, and it's driven down towards mid-on, and it's fielded well by Vijendran, who sends the ball back in, and just the 1 run scored for Shahzad. Chandrasekaran continues around the wicket, full on the offside, and is pushed away into the offside, well fielded. Just the 1 run scored. Keeping the scoreboard ticking over here are Gymkhana Gladiators without any big booming boundary shots. So looking to establish that partnership foundation, as I mentioned, after losing quite a few wickets in a row. As he continues, oh, he's attempted pull shot, but it's gone right up into the sky. He's skied it, and it's dropped by the fielder, unfortunately. Chandrasekaran has his hands on his head in disappointment. It is the captain, Gerard Brady, who took that fantastic earlier catch, who's put his name on this one as well, and who can blame him based on his last effort. But unfortunately, he has dropped this one as Chandrasekaran continues. It was a bit of a lazy pull shot, one must admit, by Shahzad, and he's lucky to get away with that, as this ball by Chandrasekaran is given as a wide. So a 2nd wide of the match, and a 2nd wide for Chandrasekaran in his overs. Another kind of pull shot, doesn't go very far, more of a bottom edge pull, and it's just the 1 run as Gerard Brady is in like a feral hound after that ball, and does well to restrict Gymkhana Gladiators just to 1 run. Two balls remaining of the 14th over. Gymkhana Gladiators 91 for 5. In comes Chandrasekaran. Full outside off stump, and it just pushed. Oh, there's a confusion in the batsman. Shahzad has come down. Sorry, Ali has come down towards Shahzad, insisting on a run, but he's been sent back. And it ended up with both batsmen being down the striker's end, and it's an easy run out for the SKK Rapids team. And Yazir Ali will be very disappointed there. There's been excellent running by the Gymkhana Gladiators and these 2 batsmen up until this point, but a moment of insanity by Ali there. It's never his call to go for the run, and Shahzad has sent him back to the pavilion. Number 5 now, joining Shahzad at the crease. It is Irfan Yusufzai. And that is a disappointing loss for the Gymkhana Gladiators, having tried to stop the rot, so to speak, and stop the fall of wickets. Now they've lost another one to some very silly running indeed, and the rebuild of the innings will continue. They're currently on 91 with 1 ball remaining in the 14th over, so considering we haven't seen many boundaries, or any boundaries to speak, in the last 3 overs, I'm not expecting a total of more than 120, 130 region from this Gymkhana Gladiators batting lineup, as Chandrasekaran continues full. Oh, this one's been heaved to the leg side. It's gone straight to the deep square leg fielder, however, who fields it and sends it in, and it was a good powerful shot, but only 1 run for it. But that does mean that it is the end of the 14th over. 92 for 6. Shahzad on 7, score of 13. Yusuf Zai yet to face a ball. See who the bowler is from the Brewery end. Fitzpatrick. It is Kyle Fitzpatrick, who's now changed ends with his medium pace. He bowls full. It's pushed away into the offside for no run, straight to cover. And this is the third over for Fitzpatrick, who's so far taken 1 wicket and gone for 17 runs off of his two previous overs. Fitzpatrick comes in, bowls full toss, is pushed or hit to the leg side. Oh, it goes through the legs of the mid-wicket fielders and was fielded then by the deep mid-wicket fielder sent in, but Gymkhana do get an unnecessary extra run there after some sloppy fielding by Waqas Raja. Carl Fitzpatrick continues. Shorter this time outside the off stump, an attempted cut shot, but no run made. Fitzpatrick bowls outside off stump, well bowled, straight through the keeper. In comes Fitzpatrick. Misfielded by number 3, Atif Rashid. And Gymkhana Gladiators do get a run, which moves them up to 95 with a single ball remaining of the 15th over. It is Yusuf Zai on strike for the first time. Bowls Fitzpatrick full, pushed into the offside by Irfan Yusuf Zai. And that is the end of the 15th. 95 for the loss of 6 wickets. So really 5 overs remaining, and Gymkhana Gladiators desperately need to up the run rate. SKK Rapids do have a strong batting lineup. Panaya Vijendran, for example, scored multiple half centuries this season. Carl Fitzpatrick, a powerful hitter of the ball. Rashid can also hit a ball a long way, and then you've got the youngsters of Asad Ijaz and Arib Kadir, who are also very capable with the bat. So to make this a competitive match, Gymkhana Gladiators really need to get the run rate and the runs in the locker to have something to defend in the second innings. It is Atif Rashid who will be taking the ball and having his first over from the Burton end. Facing seems to be Shahzad, if I'm correct. Yep, it is Shahzad with the blue helmet and Yusuf Zai with the yellow cap, as Rashid changes the field slightly, putting two players, or changing the fielders around rather on the leg boundary. He's got 3 people deep on leg, a deep extra cover as he comes in for his first ball. It's full outside the off stump and it's pushed directly back to the bowler. So the fielders out are long on, deep mid wicket and deep square leg. as he bowls again. Once again, driven down past the bowler to the long on fielder, who is Panay Vijendran, who sends it back. It is 1 run scored, and Yusuf Zai now facing his second ball on strike. Slower ball. Oh, directly to the fielder. It was a full toss, slower ball. It's been slapped away by the batsman, but directly to the cover fielder, who holds it and sends it back in quickly. See if he goes back to his normal bowling. He does. No, it's another slower ball, but this time it's driven towards long on, who doesn't get there. It's actually driven past long on to the right of him, and that is a boundary. Something that we haven't seen for a while by these Gymkhana Gladiators batsmen. So they're now looking to increase the aggression, looking to increase the target that SKK Rapids will have to chase down. They've passed 100 runs. It is 101 for 6, having just passed 15 overs, as Atif continues another full toss at the batsman, but fortunately for Atif, the batsman can make the most of it, and it's driven directly back to him with 1 ball left in the 16th. In comes Atif, another full toss. This time pushed the leg side to the square leg fielder just for 1 run, which means Shahzad will remain on strike for the 17th over. Gymkhana Gladiators 102 for 6. See, it is Fitzpatrick continuing for the SKK Rapids from the brewery end, and Shahzad on strike, now 16 off of 23 balls faced. As Fitzpatrick comes in, bowls full outside the off stump. Appeals go up for a caught behind, but no interest given from the umpire. Calls for an umpire review, for a third umpire review from the crowd. Obviously, we don't have that capability yet here at the National Cricket Ground at Kerava. Perhaps one day. But what I am able to do is I'm able to look at the YouTube feed and see that nothing there based on the YouTube. I would have to say, in my opinion, that is not out. Seem to miss everything. Let's just slow it down to a slower playback speed. There we go, half the playback speed. Nah, no connection between bat and ball there. So we will continue with Shahzad on strike and Fitzpatrick coming in for the second ball. Full outside off stump. Again, this time he does nick it, but he nicks it past the keeper, and there's no slips in place. And the gully fielder, Tatu Vehviläinen, cannot get there, so that is another 4 runs scored by Gymkhana Gladiators. Fazmak says not out. Yes, I agree. It was an out. And 4 runs off the next ball. Let's see as Fitzpatrick continues. Slower ball on the leg side. It's pushed forwards. Oh, it could be a run out here. Oh, it's a brilliant piece of fielding by the bowler. Excuse me. It's a slightly suicidal run by Shahzad there, getting his batting partner Yusuf Zai really no chance to survive there. Fitzpatrick, a very athletic individual, grabs the ball off the batting mat and flings himself forwards and underhands it to the wicket, and it is a clear run out. So that is definitely out, and it is Yusuf Zai who is out, and he will be replaced by number 50, Shahid Irshad Gondal. most likely related to the Gymkhana Gladiators opener, Arslan Gondal. He comes to the crease and joins Shahzad. Fazmak is asking, how do you play for a Finland cricket team? Well, first of all, you have to live in Finland, or that would help. Then you are welcome to join any of the many teams we have around Finland. As Gondal now facing the first ball by Fitzpatrick. It's full on this one, and it's absolutely smashed. This man is not hanging around and looking. Goodness me. That is just an unbelievable hoik to the leg side. First ball, not messing about. It's gone for a maximum by Gondal. He must be seeing it like a beach ball. Simply lifted his bat up and just swung to the leg side, and it's zoomed over the fence into the paddock. And I feel we will be having another ball searching exercise. Oh no, it's already back with Mr. Fitzpatrick. So definitely a very explosive start. Let's see what Fitzpatrick can do. He's got 2 balls left. Gondal raced to a strike rate of 600, having scored a maximum of his first ball. And this is what we would like to see. And another smash into the leg side. It's gone straight to the fielder, who's been running along the boundary rope. I think it is Raja down there. It is. He's a tall bloke, and he got his hands to it, but he couldn't hold on to it, and it's gone for another 6. So that is 12 runs scored off of 2 runs. I do believe it was a 6. I might be corrected. Oh, it looks like they've only given him a 4. So in that case, it was definitely a dropped catch, or either the fielder did slightly better and just pushed it onto the ground but couldn't take the catch. So living dangerously is Gondal, but you love to see it. This is what we like to see in T20 as Fitzpatrick comes in once more. Gondal, boom, boom. Oh, it's wide down the offside, and it's misfielded by the keeper. And they do come down for 1, which puts Shahzad on strike. A bit of a shame that, as it would have been nice to see this Gondal cameo continue. Fitzpatrick again to ball the last ball of the over. Comes in outside of stump, just pushed into the offside for no run. So Gondal will retain the strike for the 18th over, with Gymkhana Gladiators currently 118 for 7. With Gondal doing some damage off the 2 balls he's faced. It's brilliant to have some excitement. G4 Star says 130 to 140 will be enough for Gymkhana. Well, they're only 12 balls off of that target, 12 runs, excuse me, off of that target. And with the way Gondal's batting without any restraint, without any self-protection instinct, just swinging at everything, this could be a very entertaining but also crucial over in the match. It is Atif Rashid who continues. Should remind the viewers that the last over he did bowl quite a few full tosses. He'll be looking to minimise those, because Gondal looks like the kind of batsman who, if you bowl him a full toss, you'll be looking for a ball in a paddock. So it is Atif Rashid to Gondal. Oh, yep. Again, hoiked into the leg side. It's clear of all fielders. He doesn't quite get a hold of it. And it is well fielded by that deep square leg fielder. But Gondal really going after anything and everything here. Not your stereotypical orthodox batting, as Shahzad continues. Oh, he also tries to mimic Gondal there and has a swing at the ball, but makes no connection, and it goes straight through to the keeper for a dot ball. If I was Shahzad, I would just nurdle it and give the strike back to Gondal. He's now looking to score aggressively, but his head's all over the place as he's swinging at the ball. As we see another dot balls. Atif continues. This time he does make a connection with the ball, pushes it into the onside. They will come back for two. And Shahzad retains the strike. Two balls to go in the 18th over. Gymkhana currently on 121 off of 7. If they can get Mr. Gondal on strike, they might see a significant increase, or they may lose a wicket. That's the way Mr. Gondal is playing at the moment. No risk, no reward. And comes, oof, Atif. It's a slight miss-hit onto his own pad by Shahzad, but he's called through for a run by Gondal. So Gondal was now on strike once more for the final ball of the 18th over. Let's see, well, I think we all know what his plan is. Swing until you win. Once again, yes, he hits it down the ground. It's between long off and long on, and it's an excellent shot for 4 runs. Impressive batting here by Gondal. You have to wonder why he wasn't up the batting order with a batting display like this. And Shahzad must be kicking himself for those dot balls that he gave away, as there's 2 overs to go. Gymkhana Gladiators are 126 for 7, and Shahzad is 23 off of 31, and Gondal has raced on to 15 runs scored off of the 4 balls he's faced. And once again, it will be Shahzad facing the first balls of the next over. Let's see if he does the sensible thing and gives Gondal the strike, or whether he tries to have a hit himself. Slightly unsuccessful in his previous attempts last over. And it seems the SKK captain, Gerard Brady, is back into the attack. I think he has 1 over remaining. Indeed he does, so he will take the 19th. Ooh, lots of Gymkhana fans in the chat. G4 star at least. Reckons reckons Gymkhana will win. Another person saying SKK is strong. Someone saying SKK isn't strong anymore. Okay, so a bit of discussion over the prospective winner as Gerard Brady continues to Shahzad. Full outside the off stump, another swing. A wild swing by Shahzad with his head nowhere near where the ball is. You really have to think Gondal needs to have a word with him and just tell him to push it for a single and let him on strike, because Gondal is danger man here. He's been the guy who's dispatched the balls over the fence. But so far Shahzad still holding on to the strike as Gerard Brady comes in once more, and it is again full outside the off stump. 2 full outside the off stump, and a bit of a mix up there as Gerard Brady is busy appealing. The umpire's given a wide. The wicket keeper's had a shot at the stumps, and no one's been looking where the ball is. So Gymkhana get exactly what they need. They get Gondal on strike for free and a wide. So that means only 1 ball bowled of the 18th over. They're on 128 as Gondal faces Gerard Brady. Oh, and he's had a go at this and he's top edged it. The wicketkeeper's after it, but he won't get there. Oh, it was a close chance. A top edge by Gondal, and it's gone over the keeper's head, who's run back and he's not quite got to the ball. It's been about a metre away from him, and Gondal and Gymkhana Gladiators get 2 runs, which means they're now on 130 runs off of 18.2 overs. Excellent running by the Gymkhana Gladiators, and once again we see Gondal really going for it, swinging his bat at everything. And as they say, if you're going to swing, swing hard, because if you don't, you won't get top edges and snicks going to the boundary. They'll end up with the fielder. G4 Star saying SKK can't chase. So we'll see that in a moment, as there is a 12th man on for SKK, I believe. Oh no. Oh, there is. Panaya Vijendran has come off her, and I believe Manoj Tavayagoraja is on the pitch for him. As in comes Brady, another swing by Gondal, and it goes straight through the keeper. First one, I believe, the first swing that he hasn't hit the ball with, as Shazad comes down the wicket to have a little chat with him. Plenty of balls left in this over, as that was only the third one after the wide. And Gondal will continue his onslaught, currently 17 off of the 6 balls he's faced. Swing again and miss again, well bowled by Gerard Brady. Doing well here to restrict Gondal by bowling a good line and length outside off stump. In comes Brady, bowls, ooh, again, back of a length on the offside. Another swing to the leg side by Gondal. Seems to really prefer that leg side for his scoring shots, and Gerard Brady is bowling a tight line and length outside off and not giving him any width to play with, which means that is the 3rd dot ball in a row, and it is turning into the 19th over. That is a slight anticlimax, and once again Brady bowls extremely well, full outside the off stump, and there is no run scored. So we're into the final over of the Gymkhana Gladiators T20 innings. They are 130 for 7, with Shazad on 23 of 32 and Gondal on 17 of 9. It will be Shazad on strike once again for the final over. So as I said, it will be interesting to see if he looks to give the strike to Gondal, who has been the batsman who has been more successful with getting boundaries. Shazad, I feel, is not a power hitter and probably should just look to give the strike to Gondal as soon as possible to get the main man on strike and ensure that Gymkhana Gladiators get a total that they can defend. Number 27 coming into the bowling attack for SKK Rapids, that is Nirav Shah, who was quite expensive in his first over, I believe. Taken out the attack after that, as Masood dispatched him quite a few times. In comes Shah, bowls a full toss, and must be a no ball. It is indeed a full toss over the batsman's head, and it's a no ball, and it should also be a free hit, I believe. We'll wait for the signal from the umpire. Yeah, Shah going for 12 runs off of his first over. So an interesting selection here from the SKK skipper to bring him back in for the final over. As there's a bit of commotion on the wicket, not sure what's going on, but we see everything seems to be all right as Shah gets back to his bowling mark. So that is a no ball off the first over, first run of the last over, I should say. Shah continues. I believe it is a free hit if you do bowl a no ball above head height, as he cancels his run up. Slow ball, hoiked down the ground for just a 1 run, as long on comes down and sends it in. Now it is Gondal, the danger man, on strike, and I think he will fancy a bit of this bowling. Slow, spinning bowling. He does indeed just prod it into the onside, doesn't quite get a hold of that ball. They come through for a single, which means Shahzad is back on strike, and 133 for 7 with 4 balls remaining of the Gymkhana Gladiators innings. Oh, it's cut into the offside, straight to the point fielder by Shahzad. The batsman did cross, which means the danger man Gondal is on the strike. It's a good piece of bowling by Shah, slightly slower, slightly more outside off stump, and the cut shot is top edge straight to the cover fielder. Another fall of wicket. Fortunately for the Gymkhana Gladiators, it is Shahzad, who's been struggling to get a hold of the ball here later in the innings, but still a very valuable 23, 24 runs from him, steadying the ship of the Gymkhana Gladiators. The new batsman in, number, can't quite see, I think it's 51, Malik Ghaffar, who will be joining Gondal. And I should point out that this is Shahid Gondal for Gymkhana Gladiators, currently on strike, and he's on 18 off of 10 deliveries. Will be looking to do some more damage here as in comes Shah. Oh, and he definitely does. He hits it far, far, far into the leg side, over deep mid-wicket, into the nets here, protecting the residential area of the Kerava cricket ground. And that's what we were expecting to happen off Shah's bowling. He didn't like the faster Gerard Brady bowling in the previous over, but this kind of slow spin bowling is something Gondal clearly thrives off, as he goes for another hit into the leg side, and it is a full toss. It's in the air though, but it's gone over the deep square leg fielder, and it's 2 maximums in a row as Gondal races on to 24 off of 11. Excuse me, on to 28 off of 12. Very impressive batting there by Shahid Gondal as Gymkhana Gladiators move on to 143. So, permitting there's no extras, the maximum they could be looking to get is 149, so just shy of the 150 mark, which we declared as a good score on this ground, a defendable score on this ground. And in fact, the ball did fly so far that it does look like we may require an additional ball to finish the innings. In fact, it looks like the SKK Rapids fielders have found the ball, so there won't be any need for the extra balls that we have here at Kerava Cricket Ground, because it isn't uncommon for the balls to be lost in the dense forest and the paddock on the offside of the field here, looking from the batsman's perspective. But it is a final ball. It is Shah against Gondal. Again, slow on the leg side. Oh, but he's bowled him. A similar hoik to the leg side, but this time he's bamboozled by the bowler Shah, who gets his reward after being slightly expensive in the final over, as you would expect in a T20. And that is the end of the innings. So, Gymkhana Gladiators, 143 for 9. Their key batsmen today were Bilal Masood, who just made a little bit over a half century. Also, Faisal Shahzad, who made a very good 23, stabling the ship after losing consecutive wickets in the middle overs. And finally, Shahid Gondal with an excellent 20-run or so cameo at the end of the Gymkhana Gladiators innings. Pick of the bowlers, probably Waqas Raja and Gerard Brady. So those 2 bowlers doing excellent work, and an extra kudos to Brady for an excellent catch that got the danger man Masood out. So we'll have a little break now, and then we'll return for the innings of SKK, and Gymkhana will take the ball and try and defend their total of 143. So 144 set as a target for SKK to win.
no action happening, you have to talk, but
We can do it too. When you talk to each other. When you're alone, it's hard.
I can join you.
Yeah, you can do it, please. I'll be happy because talking is like traveling straight. That's why you give the voice.
The voice command.
Yeah.
I have to push off now, so it's pretty good to see
Good
you.
to see you as well,
Pretty
man.
doable. Make it happen,
Good to see
man.
you. You bring the pizza. Let's get mate. Let's go.
क्रीम बुरा
अब वो टीम में नहीं है।
नहीं
अरे मेरे को लगा आप हो।
वो गलती किया ना अभी इसलिए तो ये हाल बन गया
क्या क्या हो गया?
इसलिए तो ये प्रॉब्लम हुआ ना इनके अगर इसलिए कि प्रॉब्लम ये था कि हमारे 2-3 लड़के थे कि वो जाने वाले थे कल किसी और जगह तो उनको चांस दे रहे थे तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो लड़के जो हमारा ओवरसीज से भी आते हैं वो 2 लड़के फॉर्म पे नहीं है सिर्फ बिलाल ये फॉर्म पे है, वो इजाज के और वो लेफ्टी इतना फॉर्म पे नहीं है और दूसरे में भी कुछ नहीं किया तो उसमें थोड़ा सा ना जो है इसकी वजह से वरना गेम तो 6 ओवर के बाद सिंगल डबल पे गया सिंगल डबल चौका हो गया सिंगल
बिलाल आपका परमानेंट मेंबर है या ऐसे एंड में आता है? बिलाल यहाँ पे है, फिनलैंड में है या
एस्टोनिया से आता है
एस्टोनिया से आता है ना?
हाँ,
तो
और
मैंने
उसी
उसको
से
देखा नहीं कभी।
हाँ, और
ये
उसी-
पहला सीजन है क्या उसका?
नहीं मेरे ख्याल से पिछले साल भी खेला था मगर
अच्छा।
1-2 मैच खेले थे अच्छा प्लेयर है
हाँ
ले-
अच्छा
ले-
बैटिंग खेलता है, खुल के खेलता है वो एकदम। दोनों मैच में अच्छा बैटिंग किया हमारे साथ।
आप लोगों ने भी अच्छा खेला बहुत अच्छा खेला मुझे इसलिए खुशी हुई कि जिन्होंने जिस तरह उन्होंने जो कुछ दोस्तों ने और ये मैं गुड बॉलिंग कुछ लड़कों के छोड़ के चले गए ना तो उनके वजह से ये ना उनको पता होना चाहिए कि ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए
क्या ठीक है, अभी ऐसे ही है। फिनलैंड में क्लब क्रिकेट है तो
हाँ देखो हर क्लब में ये होता है कि किसी क्लब में ये नहीं हो सकता कि आप एक बंदा डिक्टेटरी नहीं कर सकता कि मैं डिक्टेटर बन जाऊँ कि मैं जो कहा वो कर लूँ
हाँ
ये ओपन होना चाहिए ओपन मतलब ये हाँ फैसला एक ही बंदा करेगा मगर 3-4-5 बंदों से जो है आपके पूछो फैसला करो मगर उसने भी ईमेल में कुछ ऐसा खास उसने कहा कि भाई हम थोड़ा इंडिया पाकिस्तान या कोई और जगह में रहते हैं अफगानिस्तान के हॉस्पिटल नहीं होगा यहाँ पर तो अभी हॉस्पिटल में हर कोई का इलाज होता है अभी भी कुछ हो जाता है तो एम्बुलेंस को फ़ोन करो एम्बुलेंस आ जाता है ठीक है तो हम क्यों 140-130 रुपये एक्स्ट्रा दें हाँ किसने लेना है ले ले किसने नहीं लेना वी डोंट वो नहीं करना चाहिए
There was, I'm sure our email was on here.
Are you a litigation lawyer?
Just litigating, really.
Don't take it yet. I mean, if we were in the US, I could get a couple of million.
I mean, you pay 50% of it to the lawyer.
Yeah, I know.
But
But you're doing
yeah,
that.
I've noticed with doing it, well, somebody who's going to be a great lawyer, but that costs less.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
स्कोर ठीक है बुरा नहीं है मगर आपके लिए भी ठीक है
हमारे लिए भी ठीक है, आपके लिए भी ठीक है। ये मैच बनेगा इसमें।
ये
तो
डिपेंड
इतना ही हमारा बीच में क्या रहता है ना, आतिफ चल जाता है ना, जैसे 20 बॉल में वो 50 को मार ही देता है, फिर वो भारी पड़ जाएगा, फिर वो कुछ नहीं है स्कोर।
मगर उस दिन उन्होंने जो बॉलिंग की ना लोगों को मुंह पे तो बॉलिंग कर बना रहे थे आतिफ भाई को आतिफ सारे लोगों ने जो चिक्के मारे इधर ही मारे
11 छक्के मारे यार उसने, 11
यार
छक्के
और उसने उन्होंने भी मारे
हाँ,
मोहन ने और पीटर ने भी मारे उन्होंने भी इधर ही मारे
वो पूरा बहुत सारे रन का गेम था वो।
हाँ अब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा बॉलर को क्या हो गया था भाई इधर ही मारे
कभी कभी ना मैंने देखा है, कभी कभी ना ऐसा होता है, दोनों साइड के बॉलर दोनों साइड के फील्डर कैचेस भी छोड़ते हैं, बॉलर्स रन भी देते हैं, ऐसा हो जाता है किसी किसी में। वो एक वो पता है ना साउथ अफ्रीका ऑस्ट्रेलिया का हुआ था 434 रन का, तो वो ऐसे ही होता है किसी दिन वो हो ही जाता है, वैसे वो कुछ नहीं कर पाते आप।
उस दिन जो अंपायर के खिलाफ हम खेल रहे थे वो भी हमारे साथ ऐसे हुआ 5 कैच ड्रॉप किए थे हमने उसके ऑस्ट्रेलियन लड़का क्या नाम है उसका जॉर्डन का 5 कैचेस और वो भी सीधे सीधे कैचेस छोड़े क्या टाइम अंदर का
20 आप नहीं कर रहे थे आज ना?
नहीं
Okay, so
नेक्स्ट
whose purse is this?
वही बैट्समैन के अंपायर अभी है
ये क्या हो रहा है?
नहीं गए
मैं पहली बार देखा मैंने, सब फील्डिंग वील्डिंग सेट हो गया, अंपायर्स नहीं है, नॉर्मली अंपायर्स को बोलना पड़ता मैं आ
नहीं
जाऊँ।
आज हो
ये तो ट्राई नहीं कर रहा है, असल जा रहा है।
Where are you?
we can hear you
scorer. But anyway, can you start?
Yeah, I'm done. Just tell me who's the opening bowler.
Okay,
otherwise
then
I'm
then
done.
we can.
I'm
We
ready.
are waiting for Sinidhi. He was scoring in the first inning.
Okay.
ये क्या चीज़ है? ये दबाव वाली जो
जनरेटर टाइप कुछ है क्या?
नहीं, वो ये दबाता नहीं है जो मारते हैं वो
अच्छा, वो
जमीन
जिसको
को। आप इंडिया से हो?
हाँ हाँ,
किस जगह से?
मैं हूँ बॉम्बे से।
बॉम्बे से। बॉम्बे गया हूँ मैं।
गए हो आप? कितनी दफा?
एक दफ़ा गया हूँ बॉम्बे, फिर नागपुर, फ्लाइट पकड़ी
मैं
नागपुर।
एक्चुअली ओरिजिनली नागपुर से हूँ।
अच्छा,
नागपुर गया था?
हाँ, नागपुर गया।
नागपुर कैसे जाना हुआ?
जब वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा था ना,
अच्छा,
वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा था और वो जैसे सारे मेरे दोस्त हैं ना बी राशिद,
एक सेकंड है। Who is the opening bowler, please?
फैसल।
Okay, thank you. फैसल किधर है यार इसमें? हाँ, फैसल
सीधा मुंबई गए थे हम, जहाँ वो मेरे रिश्तेदार रहते ना वहाँ पर मुंबई। Oh yeah, how are you? Good? There. हमारे जो ना बहुत रिश्तेदार रहते हैं, ये स्टूडियो में काम करते हैं, स्टूडियो के लाइव फिल्म लाइव। तो वो रहते थे उधर, क्या नाम है वो जगह का जहाँ सारे वो रहते हैं?
गोरेगांव वगैरह वो?
नहीं, ये जो
फिल्म
सिटी जो है वो नहीं, फिल्म अदाकार जो रहते हैं, जो एक्ट्रेस रहते हैं,
वो उधर अंधेरी लोखंड वाला वो साइड में रहते हैं।
नहीं, समंदर के पास रहते हैं, जो गैलेक्सी भी है और शाहरुख खान वगैरह भी
अच्छा,
है।
बैंड स्टैंड।
हाँ, इधर रहते हैं। इतना अच्छा जगह का नाम था, उधर रहे, फिर दिल्ली गए, फिर वहाँ से नागपुर गए, फिर वर्ल्ड कप गए, वर्ल्ड कप देखने गए।
तातू
Yes. Take the scoring duty, sir.
You want to do it or?
Yes, I'll take care of it. Thank you.
ये लो ये।
दिया।
All right, welcome back for the second innings. Apologies for being slightly late. I was just having a slightly late dinner break, having to feed myself as I'm doing this commentary after work, so I haven't had anything during the evening. It is SKK Rapids in batting. Asad Ijaz currently facing, and Panay Vijendran at the other end, as it's a wide ball down leg. It's going towards the boundary, but the third man will chase it and get it, but it will be three wides as they come back for the second run. SKK Rapids currently on 11 off of 1.3 overs. I believe it is Rehman with the ball at the brewery end, and he will continue the second over of the SKK Rapids innings. He just pumps the ball down the ground, doesn't really get hold of it, and it goes simply to mid-on. So SKK Rapids chasing 144 to win and progress to the next round over the weekend, or rather tomorrow, as Asad Ijaz pushes it to the leg side to the mid-wicket region, and it's fielded and thrown into the bowler's end, but they did complete the run. Ijaz currently 2 runs off of 4, and Vijendran, the man in form for SKK Rapids, having scored I think 5 half centuries this season, is facing Rehman's bowling. He's hit it down the ground, fielded, kind of half fielded by the fielder, and eventually thrown back in by the fielder behind him for 1 run. Final ball of the second over, and it is Atiur Rehman, number 7, who's currently bowling, and it was Shahzad, one of the batsmen to get into the 20s. Oh, and it's a huge hit by Asad into the leg side. Could be 1 bounce for an excellent shot by the young man. Change of bat seems to have worked. And that is the end of the second over. Currently 17 runs scored at a run rate of 8.5, and the required run rate is 7. So ahead of the required run rate, SKK Rapids at the moment, with Vijendran with 8 runs off of 7 balls and Ijaz with 6 runs off of 5 balls. Let's see who the bowler is to continue for the Gymkhana Gladiators. It is number 43. No, not number 43. Let's see who it is. 47, I believe. Arslan Gondal. Oh, excuse me. It is Shahzad, 49. My eyes are deceiving me. The 7 and the 9 look very similar, but it is Shahzad who is continuing. So that's the captain of the Gymkhana Gladiators, and he went for 7 runs off of his first over as he bowls, pushed away to the leg side by Vijendran just for a single run. One thing we can expect from these 2 batsmen is some very strong running between the wickets. They do like to put pressure on the field and don't always go for the big boundary shots, but push it into the gap and run fast is more of a batting style that I would expect from these 2 batsmen in Ijaz and Vijendran. Shahzad continues to Ijaz, pushed down to mid-on. Sorry, mid-on. No fielder there, so the fielder from long on comes down and fetches the ball, and just a run scored. So 3 so far off of this over. Excuse me, 2 so far off this over. And currently power play in force, which means Gymkhana only have 2 players out, as it's a ball down the leg side and it is a wide given by the umpire. So a loose delivery by Shazad. There was an attempted sweep there by Vijendran, but didn't make connection with the ball and gets the extra ball to face then. So currently the only fielders out are Cow corner and long off. Excuse me, deep mid wicket and long off. Just the dot ball there. In comes Shazad. Well defended by Vijendran, controlled batting there. Just pushes it into the offside. So good delivery by Shazad. No run scored. Shazad continues. Full delivery on the offside, driven down towards the bowler. Oh, it's dropped. It would have been a caught and bowled by the Shazad. But he does drop it, just palms it down into the ground. And that's a big, big, big opportunity missed there. As I said, Vijendran has been in excellent form this season. And similar to Masood for Gymkhana Gladiators, he's definitely a player you would like to get rid of early on before he gets going. Unfortunate miss of an opportunity there as Shazad continues his full toss on the leg side, and it just swept away for 2 runs by the looks of it. They might go for a third. No, good throw from the boundary ropes and only 2 scored from Vijendra, and a loose delivery after that chance of a caught and bowled there, and that is the end of the over. So it's 3 overs for 22 runs. Vijendra on 11 of 12 and Ijaz on 7 of 6. I expect it will be Saif ur Rahman continuing from the brewery end. Asad Ijaz on strike. Good to see another batsman from the Brotherhood of Left-Handers. A very good strike. 1 bounce 4 in the last over to that cow corner deep mid wicket region, and now Gymkhana Gladiators have placed 2 fielders out on the leg side, 1 deep square leg and 1 deep mid wicket region for the left-hander, as the keeper Arib Kadir here has a bit of OJ to keep himself refreshed. Bowled by Rahman, punched back down the ground over the bowler's head, but for no run, as it is mid-off who collects the ball. Rahman wants to get a full ball, just clipped away past the fielder for 4 runs by Asad Ijaz. Excellent shot there, just clips it. Not sure if it was a snick. It looked more of a controlled shot than a snick. It goes past fine leg. Oh, excuse me, not fine leg. Past, I guess you could call him like a backward point region. Maybe 3rd man, but not on the boundary region. 4 runs, as in comes Rahman again. Ball short this time. An attempted hook shot by Asad Ijaz, but does not make connection with the ball. And it is a dot. Good variation there from Rahman, as a full ball was clipped for 4. Go for the short option, and it did deceive the batsman. Dot ball. Comes Rahman again, full this time, pushed into the offside, just for a single. It's well fielded by the Gymkhana players, but excellent running as well by these 2 SKK Rapids players. They live up to their team name. They really are rapid between the wickets. And as I said, we can expect a lot more powerful running by these 2 athletic individuals. Let's have a quick look at the YouTube chat. Someone's asking for the target. It is 144. As Rahman continues with 2 balls to go, and it's wide outside the off stump. It is given a wide by the umpire. So 2 more balls to go still. Outside off stump again, cuts away to point for no run. To hurry back there, Vijendran is very well fielded by the Gymkhana Gladiator fielder at point. I think it is Yazir Ali in that fielding position. Oh no, it is Masood actually in that fielding position, because Ali is currently fielding at mid-wicket. As in comes Rahman for the final ball. Short on the leg side, it's an attempted pull shot. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Big appeals by the bowling side. They think they've got their man. They think they've got their man, but the umpire hasn't indicated that he is out. So it must have been... Oh, he is given out after discussing it with the square leg umpire. There was a pull shot, and that is the man in form for SKK Rapids. It is Panaya Vijendran who is out. Let's have a look at the replay here and see what has happened. He goes for the pull shot, and he must have just gotten under edge as he followed through on the pull shot. It wasn't a very good delivery down leg. It deserved to be punished, but it's one of those balls that, you know, you have to go for. And unfortunately, Panaya Vijendran's out, caught behind by Saif ur Rahman, and that is the end of the 4th over. So SKK Rapids 28 for 1, and it is Rahman who Vijendran who heads back to the pavilion, and number 18, Arib Kadir, the wicket-keeper, who joins Asadi Jaz at the crease. Another one of the more youthful contingents in Finnish cricket. Both of these players members of the national team squad, so a lot of future promise on show here for Finnish cricket. It was a excellent catch by Simranjeet, who is the wicket-keeper for the Gymkhana Gladiators, and they do make a very important breakthrough here today with the wicket of Vijendran. Shahzad will continue from the Burton end. Slightly delay as the Gymkhana set their field for the left-handed batsman. They have long on and cow corner in place. Okay, here we continue. In comes Shahzad to Ijaz. Full on the leg side. It's driven. Fielded. At mid-wicket just for 1 run. And it will be Arib Kadir facing his first ball of the innings. Shahzad bowls full down the leg side. It's given as a wide. There's an appeal for a stumping, but Arib Kadir does well to stay in his crease. So just a wide off of that delivery. Comes Shazad. Slightly shorter on the offside, just punched into the ground by Kadir. No run scored. Oh, well driven by Kadir to the onside, but blocked by the mid-wicket fielder just for 1 run. So Kadir off the mark. Shazad will continue imminently to the left-hander Ijaz. Full, driven down the ground by Ijaz. Excellent shot, but long off fielder will get there. Well fielded, just the 1 run. A good looking shot, but well chased down by the fielder. And just 1 run scored by Ijaz, as there's two more balls to go of the 5th over, and SKK Rapids currently 32 for the loss of 1 wicket. Driven down the ground by Kadir, straight to the mid-off fielder, just for 1 run. So more good running by the SKK Rapids. Every time they get bat to ball, they seem to have the awareness and the speed to get a run. Final ball of the 5th over as Shazad comes in. Hit by Ijaz to the leg side, and that will go for 4 runs. A good flick off of his pads, and that brings the 5th over to the close. It's 37 for 1 with Kadir on 2 off of 3, and Ijaz on 18 off of 13. Shahzad has now bowled 3 overs for no wickets and 21 runs, so going at a rate of 7 and over. It'll be interesting to see if Rahman continues from the Brewery end after getting a wicket in his last over. It is indeed Rahman who will continue, and it is Saif-ur Rahman, not his brother Ati-ur, I believe. As he bowls, driven to the onside by Kadir, just for the 1 run, and Ijaz is back on strike. As Rahman sets his field, we're ready to continue. Straight through to the keeper for no run. Well bowled outside off stump. Comes Rahman. Short outside the off stump, and it's cut away by Asad Ijaz. That is a quality shot. Straight out of the middle and races along the ground past backward point to the boundary. Excellent shot there by Asad Ijaz as he moves on to 22 off of 15 deliveries. Rahman continues. Full the ball this time. It's actually a full toss and it's driven by Ijaz just for the one run to the midfielder. And it is Kadir back on strike. Full outside the off stump for the right-hander. Driven to mid-off again. Just for one run. There would have been a chance for a second run there potentially, but Ijaz was already thinking about his next shot at the striker's end. Just the one ball remaining of the sixth over, as in comes Rahman. Bowls on the leg side and it's pulled away by Ijaz. He doesn't quite make the connection he would have wanted, but they do race back for two. Excellent running there by the SKK Rapids batsman, and that is the end of the sixth over. 46 for the loss of one wicket. See who the new bowler is for Gymkhana Gladiators. Looks to be number 5, Irfan Yusufzai, who comes into the attack. And that is an indication from the umpire that is the end of the power play overs, so Gymkhana Gladiators will be able to put more than 2 players outside the inner circle. Slight delay once more as Yusufzai sets his field. Let's look at these changes. Who are the players out? There's a deep point. And so far, long off, long on. And a deep point out. No one out on the leg side at the moment for Arif Kadir. As in comes Yusufzai, and he just prodded to the offside to the point fielder for one run. And that means Asad Ijaz will be on strike. Come Yusufzai around the wicket to the left-hander. Oh, and he's heaved to the leg side by Asad Ijaz. It's a brilliant shot, and he has gone for a maximum. He was a half tracker by the bowler, and it got dispatched to the fence. And I believe that is the first maximum of the SKK Rapids innings, as Ijaz races on to 31 off of 18 deliveries. brilliant shot there. A flat-ish 6 to the fence. That's what you like to see in T20. All right, they found the ball, and Yusufzai will continue. Still 4 balls to go of the 7th over. So far, 7 scored from it, and SKK Rapids on 3 for 1. As in comes Yusufzai, full and a wide, full and wide, I should say, and a wide given by the umpire. An attempted cut from Ijaz, but ball too wide to make connection with it. So will be another reballed ball. As in he comes, ball short again, and then again it's pulled, and wow, another maximum into the ditch. Fantastic batting. You definitely do not want to bowl short to this man. That's the second wonderful pull shot that's gone for a maximum by Asad Ijaz. 37 off of 19 now, really feeling in good form is Asad Ijaz. Let's hope it continues, and hope Yusufzai for the Gymkhana Gladiators can bowl a fuller length for the coming balls. Otherwise there's going to be some extra damage here. Already 14 off of this over and only halfway through it, so looking like an expensive one as Yusufzai continues. And at this time is smashed into the offside. There's a chance for a catch, but it just bounces in front of the fielder at deep extra cover, and it will just be the 1 run, and Arib Kadir on strike. And let's see if he can mimic any of the firework displays that Asad Ijaz has just been put on. Driven down the ground by Kadir. Nice looking controlled shot, just rotating the strike back to Ijaz, who's been hitting the ball powerfully around the ground, and will look to continue to do that. Comes Yusufzai once more, full this time, and well defended by Asad Ijaz, showing good temperament there. And that is the end of the 7th over. SKK Rapids are 62 for 1. Currently moving on at a run rate of 8.86, and the required run rate is 6.31, so well ahead of the required run rate, with a target of 144 to win. Let's see who will be continuing. Looks like number 51. So Malik Ghaffar coming into attack for Gymkhana Gladiators at the brewery end. Yes, indeed. It is Arib Kadir facing the first balls by Malik Ghaffar. So off spin bowler outside the off stump, and it's pushed towards point for a quick single. Gafar now continuing around the wicket to the left-hander. Pushed, or driven rather, into the offside past the cover fielder. They will come back for 2. That's excellent running there. Good throw from the fielder as well, but they will get 2. Gafar continues around the wicket to Ijaz. Slower delivery, driven back down the ground towards long on, who comes around and fields it. They will come back for the second. Excellent running there by the SKK Rapids. Never a second run there, but the long on fielder was slightly slow coming around and getting to the ball, and they made him pay. So Ijaz will continue on strike. He's now moved into the 40s on 42. Another full delivery, same shot, driven towards long off. Let's see if they do come back for the second. No. This time they're going to give the fielder the benefit of the doubt, and it's only 1 run scored, and there is 2 balls left in the 8th over. Abbas Butt in the chat, one of the stalwarts of Finnish cricket. I think he plays for Finpak. Says well done Assad, and indeed he is doing well, as another ball is driven down the ground by Arib Kadir, this time to long on for the right-hander. And 1 run scored, and Ijaz on strike for the final ball of Ghafar's first over. Comes Assad, short delivery, and is hit into the leg side. It's aerial though, it could be caught here, could be a great shame. It is caught indeed, and Assad kicks the ground in disappointment. He wasn't too far off getting his 50. It's 43 scored off of 24 runs. Excuse me, for Assad Ijaz. An excellent innings there, having helped SKK Rapids get to 69 off of 8 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. And the new batsman in is Ted Fitzpatrick, also very capable of hitting a long ball, as is Assad Ijaz makes his way back to the pavilion. A great shame there. Assad was playing some brilliant shots and doing really, really well.
Yes, good decision, shabash.
The batsman did cross, so it will be Arib Kadir on strike. Sorry, yes, exactly, they did cross, so it will be Ted Fitzpatrick on strike, as it was the end of the over. And it looks like number 54, Yazir Ali, is coming into the bowling attack for Gymkhana Gladiators from the Burton end. So a new bowler facing a new batsman. Currently deep point out on the offside for the right-hander, deep square leg, and a long on the leg side. And a long off as well, just coming back towards me, as Yazir Ali now shows us what he can do with the ball. Right arm over the wicket, full on the offside, well bowled, pushed into the offside by Fitzpatrick, and a quick single once more. Excellent, impressive running from the SKK Rapid batsmen, and they move on to 70 runs scored, so nearly halfway to the total required, which is 144 to win. Oh, it's a big hoik, an appeal for LBW, but it did look like it was going down leg, and indeed the umpire does agree and does not give a wicket, so just a dot ball. Oh, nodled down to fine leg, it might go all the way. The key, so the fielder is chasing, and he does get there. They do push and come back for the third, and they do make it as well. Excellent running once more by Arib Kadir and Ted Fitzpatrick. So 3 runs from that, tickle down to fine leg. And now they are officially over halfway of the required target with 11.3 overs left in the game. Yazir continues. Full down the offside and too far down the offside, and it is given a wide by the umpire. Short this time, just pushed into the onside, just for a quick single by Fitzpatrick. Good batting. Fitzpatrick wearing the number 99 for the SKK Rapids, and Arib Kadir wearing the number 18. 2 more balls to go of the 9th over. Kadir more of a nerdler than a power hitter, and once again he pushes the ball into the towards long on. They think about a second, but there's no run there as the fielder sends the ball in to the bowler, and just the 1 run scored. Once again, Yazir Ali, final ball of the over, short on the offside, it's cut away, and there's no fielder there, so he's coming around. It could be a couple runs, and indeed it is. They do get 2 runs, a good shot by Ted Fitzpatrick there, past the fielder inside the circle. And we've got the chairman of Finnish cricket weighing into my reference to the residential end as the Burton end. I do seem to remember it was christened the Burton end at some point, and I'm sticking with that name. And indeed, there are also the legendary Burton Canyons available, or viewable, I should say, by all players of Finnish cricket at this beautiful Kerava National Cricket Ground. That is the end of the 9th over, 78 for 2. Kadir on 12 off of 12 runs off of 12 balls. Fitzpatrick on 4 runs off of 3 balls. After a delightful innings by Asad Ijaz, who I think fell for about 43 off of around 25 balls, with some very impressive hitting towards the end of his cameo in the beginning of the innings. Vijendran fell short this time, even though he's been in top form for the SKK Rapids, and he fell early to a pull shot where he got an under edge back to the keeper as he followed through on the pull shot. An unfortunate way to get out. It's happened to me as well, more than once, as it is Ghaffar who continues from the brewery end. And it is Arib Kadir facing. Full on the offside, driven to the offside aerial towards covers, but covers deep, and it is fielded just for the 1 run. Again, excellent running by the SKK Rapids. Every time they get bat on ball, there seems to be a single here to the Gymkhana Gladiators fielders. Doing very well to keep the scoreboard ticking over, and that target of 144 ever closer as in comes. The bowler bowls it short on the offside, just pushed into the offside by the batsman Fitzpatrick for no run. In fact, it seems it is Yusuf Sai who's bowling. And as it's hit into the leg side, just over the mid-wicket fielder, who, if he would have been a few feet taller, could have probably taken that catch, but it goes over his head as Fitzpatrick flicks it to the leg side, and it goes all the way for 4 runs. Which means SKK Rapids move on to 83 for 2. As I was saying, it is in fact Yusuf Zai who's taken the ball, and not Ghaffar at the brewery end. As it continues outside off stump now, too far outside off stump. As Fitzpatrick weighs up the cut shot, but decides to take the free wide. And an extra ball. Balls again, full outside the off stump, pushed into the offside by Fitzpatrick just for a single. Again, excellent running. It is indeed. Required run rate is now below 6, so just 5.71 and over, and currently SKK Rapids going on at a run rate of 8.79, so well ahead of schedule, as Yusuf Sai bowls once again wide outside of stump, and it's kind of swept, not really swept, but pushed away to the offside for 2 runs by Kadir. Excellent batting by him as well. As I said, not a power hitter, but when you have the stamina and the quick legs that he does, he can turn those singles into 2s and those 2s into 3s, which mean he's also very capable of adding a lot of runs to the SKK Rapids score. 1 ball to go of the 10th. Yusuf Sai comes in. Kadir is facing. Outside of stump. It's given as a wide, as there was an attempted cut shot, but no connection made. So another free extra run for SKK Rapids. And it must be said, one of the most impressive parts of SKK Rapid bowling was that they gave away very few extras, whereas the Gladiators are now giving away a few more. Another ball outside of stump. It's tickled away to gully by Kadir for no run. End of the 10th, 88 for 2. Yeah. Another bowling change for Gymkhana Gladiators as they look to make the breakthrough. It is now 51 Malik Ghaffar, who was previously bowling from the Brewery end. He's now coming to the Burton end. So a change of end for this bowler. Jazir Ali taken out of the attack, and Ghaffar will continue. Fitzpatrick, the batsman, facing. Currently on 9 runs off of 6, and his partner in crime, Kadir, at the other end, the non-striking end, is 15 off of 15. So both hovering around the 100 strike rate. Fitzpatrick slightly more at 133 strike rate. And as the figure of Ghaffar looks to send down some loopy off spin, and he does so outside the off stump, and it's left by Fitzpatrick. Lots of questions regarding who's going to win the match. Looking like SKK may, but you never know with cricket. Gymkhana could have a comeback if they do make a breakthrough as a short loopy ball, and it's pulled into the onside by Fitzpatrick towards mid-on, who fields it for a single, and Kadir is now on strike. Outside of stump, and it's cut away by Kadir straight to the fielder, but he fumbles it, and they do take a quick single. Looked like a risky run there for a moment, but fortunately for SKK Rapids, the fielder doesn't collect it and cannot have a shy at the stumps to run one of these guys out. They're both very quick between the wickets, so if you're going to get them run out, you need to be very, very accurate. Oh, it's a short ball, and it's pulled away by Fitzpatrick with disdain. And it looks, no, it won't go all the way. It's fielded by the deep square leg fielder, and they get 2 runs. It was there to be hit, and hit it he did. I'm sure he didn't get the result he wanted, but 2 more runs to the SKK Rapids total. Two balls to go. SKK on 92. In comes Ghaffar. Loopy one outside of stump, cuts away towards Pine. Oh, the Arib Kadir's come down the pitch looking for a single. Bit of a kamikaze run there. Unfortunately, Fitzpatrick sends him back, which was the right option, as it would have been definitely out had they gone for a run. So a little bit too much exuberance there from the young batsman at the non-striker's end, trying to run on every time they hit the ball, which they have done so far, but the right decision there to be sent back. Another loopy one outside of stump by Ghaffar, straight back to the keeper, and that is the end of the 11th over. SKK Rapids 92 for the loss of 2 wickets, with Kadir and Fitzpatrick both hovering around the 100 strike rate. They don't need even to have a 100 strike rate, as the required runs is 5.78 and over. See if it's Yusuf Zaid to continue from the Brewery end. He's bowled 2 overs for no wickets and for 26 runs, so slightly expensive so far, you would say, going on at about 13 runs and over. 60 balls remaining, indeed, when it was 10 overs and 56 to win, so now it's a little bit less. I'm seeing some people post in the chat. As Kadir faces Yusuf Zaid, smashes it to the leg side. It is aerial, the fielder's coming around but won't get there. He does stop, no he doesn't. He doesn't stop it, instead he palms it over the boundary rope for 4 runs. It did bounce in front of him, but he couldn't grab it. So an excellent shot by Kadir, who moves on to 20 off of 17. And SKK Rapids total moves on to 96. They do have 2 fielders out on the leg side. In fact, they have 3 fielders out on the leg side. As Kadir this time goes to onside, drives it beautifully over cover's head. Doesn't look like it'll go the whole way, but they may come back for 3. No, they decide 2 is enough. Beautiful shot there by Kadir, shows he can play on the leg side and on the offside, so very difficult to set a field to. As I was saying, there's currently 3 fielders out on the boundary on the leg side, with deep long on, deep mid wicket and deep square leg, again driven to the offside, past the cover fielder, and it will once more be 1 run, and Fitzpatrick now on strike. 99, so 1 more ball to the century for the SKK Rapids. Kadir on 23 and Fitzpatrick on 12. Tickled away, no fine leg fielder in place, so the deep square leg is coming around. They've run 2, they will probably run 3. Yes, indeed. Nice shot by Fitzpatrick there. Tickled to part of the field with no fielder there. And 3 runs scored. 2 balls remaining, and SKK of the 12th over, and SKK Rapids are 102 for the loss of 2 wickets. Driven down the ground, past the bowler who misfields it, and they do take a quick single on that midfield, as you usually should. 103 for 2 now. Yusuf Zaid currently on 37 off of 2.5 overs, so slightly expensive as the final ball of the over. It's left by Fitzpatrick outside the off stump, so it is 12 overs for 103 for the loss of 2 wickets. SKK Rapids need 41 to win the match. Right, bowled again by Ali. Sorry, I had a member of the public in front of me there, and I couldn't quite see what happened. It seems like it was a dot ball, as Kadir is still on strike, and number 51, Ghaffar, excuse me, not Ali. Oh, it's cut towards point. It just bounces in front of him. A dangerous aerial shot there by Kadir. But fortunately for him, bounces in front of the fielder. And again, It is another dot ball as Gafar continues. Comes Gafar, short on the leg, oh, and it's noodled up in the air, and it should be a caught and bowled, an easy caught and bowled there. Arib Kadir caught in between minds there, not sure whether to go for the flick off the pads or the pull shot, and in the end it's neither, and it's a top edge and a dolly catch for the bowler. An unfortunate end to a promising innings for Kadir. Excellent running and an excellent boundary as well scored by the young man, as it is number 3 Atif Rashid who comes in for SKK. Very capable also of hitting a long ball. This was the breakthrough that Gymkhana needed. If they can get a few more wickets in succession here now, might be turning this into a game. Otherwise it's looking quite like a dominant win for SKK Rapids, but that's the beauty of cricket. You never really know what's going to happen. Gymkhana also built a good partnership between Masood and Yusuf Zai, and then Masood was out and the rot started. So let's see if Gymkhana can replicate that in their own bowling innings. As Gafar continues, there's 3 balls left of the 13th over. And it is the new man, Atif Rashid, on strike. Comes Gafar, bowls outside the off stump. It's paddled back over the bowler's head, just about. Could have been another opportunity for a caught and bowled, but fortunately got enough elevation on that Atif for it to be safe, and he does come down for the single, and Fitzpatrick is now on strike. Another loopy delivery outside off, just padded away. Not padded away, but prodded away, I should say, by Fitzpatrick. No run scored. One more run of the 13th over left. Excuse me, one more ball of the 13th over left. Short outside off, cut away, straight at the fielder at cover, well fielded, and no run scored, which means that is the end of the 13th. SKK 104 for the loss of 3 wickets, with Arib Kadir falling to a caught and bowled in this over by Gafar. See if there's a change of bowler. Seems to be for Gymkhana Gladiators, or if it is Yusuf Zai continuing. It is indeed a change of bowler. I'm not quite sure who it is. Your bowler. Faisal Shahad, number 49, the captain, will be now taking over the bowling duties from the Brewery end as he comes into bowl at Atif. Oh, and it struck to the leg side. It is a catching opportunity. Oh, good effort by the fielder to get there, diving forwards with one hand, but can't get a hold of it. An excellent effort, but it is powerful hitting from Atif Rashid. We knew what to expect. He doesn't hang around, and indeed he's on to 5 off of 2 runs. This is Shahzad's final over. He's bowled 3 for 21, now 3.1 for 25 runs. And I'm expecting more fireworks from Atif Rashid. I expect he wants to go and enjoy his Friday night as soon as possible. In comes Shahzad, bowls again, and again Rashid hits the ball in the air. It's gone straight to long off, but it's gone straight over long off as well. Let's see if it is a 6 or a 4. We're waiting for the umpire signal. It is a 6 indeed. That was a beautiful textbook front foot drive over the head of long off for a maximum, which means SKK Rapids accelerate to 114 with 10 scored in the first 2 balls of the 13th over. In comes again, and again Atif tries to hit it to orbit, but this time gets inside edge, and it's just a single as Fitzpatrick comes down to the striker's end. Atif Rashid has already scored 2 half centuries this season. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough runs to do that, or enough. Well, he doesn't have enough balls, but enough runs to play with to get that this time around. As Fitzpatrick drives to the leg side for 1 run. Atif is back on strike. He may not be able to get a half century this time, but I reckon he can get close to maybe 20 to 30 runs if it's just up to him. As Shazad continues. Short outside the off stump, cut away with great control by Atif, well fielded by the point fielder with his foot. Always dangerous doing that. Could end up with a broken ankle if you get it wrong, but seems to put his boot in the right place this time, and just a single scored with Fitzpatrick now on strike. Full on the offside, driven to the onside for the right-hander. Just for a single, and Atif, Fitzpatrick will retain the strike, as that is the end of the 14th over. 118 for 3, Rashid 13 off of 5 balls, and Fitzpatrick with a composed innings, 17 off of 17 balls. See who the new bowler, or will the old bowler continue? It seems so. It looks like it is going to be Ghaffar who continues. Malik Ghaffar from the Burton end for Gymkhana Gladiators. He did get a wicket in his last over. He's currently 3 overs, 2 wickets and 12 runs, so good economy and wicket taking. So let's hope he can get another one, as it's driven down the ground towards the bowler, who can't quite block it, by Fitzpatrick, and just for a single. Long off is put back for Atif, as you can imagine, based on his last shot in the previous over. Ghaffar continues, short outside the off stump, again pushed away to the onside towards point for a run. Could have been a risky one there, but again it's fumbled by the point fielder, so couldn't have a shy at the stumps. Good rotation still by the SKK batsmen, as they need 24 runs to win. Outside off again, pushed away into the offside towards backward point. It's fielded by Gully, and a run is scored once more. Oh, another shot by Atif down the ground, but pushing long off is there, but it takes a wicked bounce and bounces over his head for 4 runs. Another brilliant shot by Atif, slightly unlucky there for the fielder, as it did look to shoot up off the pitch. It must have hit a pothole, or then it was just the amount of power that Atif struck it with, which caused it to hit the deck so hard that it bounced up. But Gymkhana Gladiators have let them down slightly with the fielding today, but SKK Rapids have also been exceptional with the bat. As it continues, and Atif once again down the ground. There is a fielder there who will get to it, so it will just be the 1 run, as the long on fielder returns it to the bowler, who misfields it. 1 ball remaining in the 15th, 126 for 3. A required run rate of 3.48 and over, so this is looking very calm, composed and comfortable for the SKK Rapids team. A wide down leg, which means there's still 1 ball left in the 15th over. Full, well bowled and just pushed away by Fitzpatrick, retaining the strike for the next over. 127 for 3 off of 15. Now, a new bowler will have to be introduced, I believe, as Shahzad has bowled his allocated 4, and so has Ghaffar. So it'll be interesting to see who is brought into the attack. They definitely do need to get some wickets imminently if they are going to have any chance of bringing this back. It's only 17 runs required for the victory for SKK Rapids, so I would expect them to achieve that in the next over. It is number 7, Atiur Rahman, one of the Rahman brothers into the attack. Looks like he's bowling some off spin, and the batsman on strike, Atif Rashid, with currently a strike rate of 200. I reckon he will enjoy. Oh, it does look actually like it is medium pace rather than off spin, as Atif pushes it into the onside for 1 run. Atiur Rahman is changing his field, wanting to reduce the number of singles taken as he brings third man up into the circle. Still 3 fielders out on the leg side as he bowls wide down offside. And that's another one to the SKK Rapids total, now needing 16 to win. As in comes Rahman, outside of stump once more. This time it's a good delivery, and it's left by Fitzpatrick for no run. Beautiful end to a nice summer evening here in Kerava. As Rahman comes in, bowls full this time, it's driven to the onside, well, there's a fielder there and no run. So a second dot in a row. We haven't seen that for a while in his SKK Rapids innings. Obviously, I would like to remind all our viewers, not my viewers, but our viewers. I'll do that after this ball by Rahman as he bowls full outside off stump. An attempted drive into the cover region by Fitzpatrick, but doesn't make connection with the ball. And it's another dot, so that's 3 dots in a row. So plenty of more cricket over the weekend to come as Rahman continues. Outside of stump once more. Now this time an attempted cut shot by Fitzpatrick and no connection made. So we've got the Finnish Premier League final weekend this weekend. Plenty of cricket on Saturday and Sunday. Obviously the champions of the Finnish Premier League will be crowned on Sunday, so I hope you can join us as Fitzpatrick drives it into the onside for a single. And Rashid comes in to the attack. In fact, he doesn't, because that's the end of the over. So that's 16 overs gone for 130 for the loss of 3 wickets. And Fitzpatrick will remain on strike for the next over due to the single taken. But as I was saying, plenty of cricket to come this weekend. And also, next weekend we have the Finland-Sweden International Series, T20 series, played over Saturday and Sunday. Good to have some international cricket back in Finland. We were supposed to host an international tournament, an ICC international tournament last summer, but due to the current conditions prevailing over the world, it had to be cancelled. So it's brilliant to have some high quality international cricket back in Finland, and I look forward to being part of the commentary team then, bringing that to you live from Kerava National Cricket Ground next weekend. Outside of stump, attempted cut shot, but it's bottom edged back to the bowler, who is Yazir Ali, by Fitzpatrick. So kind of lost momentum now, this SKK Rapids innings, after going on well, still needing 14 runs to win. Fitzpatrick drives it down the ground towards long off, who will come down and field it just for a single. And it is Atif Rashid on strike, so I would be expecting some more purposeful and aggressive hitting now, and probably hitting that would result in the end of this innings as Ali comes in, bowls. Atif Rashid very unusually plays a forward defensive I wasn't aware he had one of those shots in his locker. Must have been a good ball by Yazir Ali to get Atif to play that shot as he continues. Quicker this time. Oh, and an excellent ball again. That was a quicker delivery. Bamboozled Atif, who this time went back to his bread and butter shots of driving down the ground. Misses the ball and is lucky that there's no snick or it didn't hit the wickets directly. So some very intelligent bowling there by Yazir Ali. Once again, a drive by Atif Rashid, and he's been an appeal and he's gone. Caught behind by Yazir Ali. This is interesting. So, with one ball to go in the 17th over, SKK Rapids are 131 for 4. So, look, well, should be confident about winning, but now that they've lost a wicket, you never know. Fitzpatrick is still in there, who has a very cool head. So he should be able to guide them to the end of the innings, but you never know. Losing wickets at this stage and a new batsman coming in could make it difficult to find and score those runs, which puts extra pressure on the SKK batters. So let's see what happens here today. Interesting setup at the moment, requiring 13 more runs to win with 3.1 overs left. And the match is tomorrow. Continuation of this T20 Eliminator Series and the T20 Finals Tournament for the Finnish Premier League are at 11 and at 3 p.m. So please do join us and tune in for some more excellent cricket action from the highest, or the top division in Finland, I should say. As in comes Ali for the last ball, and it's gone past the new batsman Tatu Vehviläinen for SKK Rapids for a dot. So I believe that could have been a wicket made it. I'm not sure actually. Might have been one scored, but it was definitely just a few runs scored off that over and a wicket for Yazir Ali, as it is 131 for the loss of 4 wickets off of 17 overs. So SKK Rapids have 3 overs to score 13 runs and 6 wickets in the locker. Interesting. As I said earlier, they've kind of lost a bit of momentum scoring wise in the recent overs. See who will be continuing from the brewery end. Number 7, I believe, Rahman. It's not Rahman. Let's see who it is. I'll get you that information in a moment. As he bowls outside off stump, driven. Oh, just over long mid-off's hands. A very close opportunity there for a catch. It is number 5, Irfan Yusufzai, who's coming back into the attack this time from the brewery end. Unfortunate there not to get a wicket, as it just looped over mid-off's head, and SKK Rapids get 2 runs. Shot by Vehviläinen, similar region to mid-off for a single. So slowly ticking along. Now it should be only 9 runs required for the win, and Fitzpatrick to continue on strike and Yusufzai to continue the ball. Oh, a good ball outside off stump, an attempted cut or drive to the offside by Fitzpatrick, but makes no connection. So a dot ball it is. Outside off again, and this time it's driven well by Fitzpatrick through the cover region. The fielder is chasing it, and he will get there, but they will score 2, which means they're now on 137, and 7 runs required for the win. Once again, hit to the offside, this time past point. It is the same fielder chasing it. It will be another 2 runs. Sent into the keeper. Excellent running and composed batting by Ted Fitzpatrick, who's now on 28 off of 31. 1 ball to go in the 18th, and 5 runs required for the win. So with a maximum he could finish this off. It won't be a maximum, it will be a hit into the leg side, just for the 1 run this time. So Fitzpatrick retains the strike as we go into the 19th over. SKK Rapids are 140 for 4 off of 18, with a required run rate of 2 and over to win.
The first match tomorrow at the Rodan will be between Helsinki Titans and Empire Lions. The winner of that will go straight into the final on Sunday.
And as number 54, Yazir Ali, continues his bowling from the residential end. It's driven into the leg side by Fitzpatrick. It won't go all the way, so it won't be the end of the match. It will just be a single. And Vehviläinen will have the chance to be the hero and finish this innings. Tomorrow, the first match at 11 is the Helsinki Titans against the Empire Lions. And the winner of that match will proceed directly into the final on Sunday as Ali comes in. Again, prodded into the leg side by Vehviläinen for no run. So either one who wins that game at 11 will be in the final.
And the loser will play at 3 against the winner of this match.
And the loser will play again at 3 against the winner of this match. As Yazir comes in, balls outside of stump. Oh, looked like maybe an opportunity for a snick there, but nothing, no appeal from the fielders. So it is still Vehviläinen on strike, having made no contact with the ball. So indeed, one of these teams will be playing. One of the teams playing at 11 tomorrow as Vehviläinen this time catches the ball. It's gone in the air on the leg side. It's gone over the fielder at deep square leg, and that could be it. No, it hasn't quite made it to the boundary. So it seems like the scores are tied. Both teams on 143 with 2 balls remaining in the 19th over. So as I was saying, one of these teams will be playing the loser of the match at 11 tomorrow. So either Helsinki Titans or Empire Lions, as it's Yazir Ali bowls in the offside, and it's played defensively by Vehviläinen for no run, and 1 more ball remaining. Helsinki and Empire, both exceptionally good teams. As Vehviläinen attempts to pull shot, it's gone sky high in the air. It will be dropped by the fielder, and that will be the end of the match. So quite an anticlimax. Vehviläinen tries to, not sure what he was trying to do, trying to play a shot, and he top edges it. It was an opportunity for a catch. The fielder puts it down, but the batsman did cross in disbelief, and looks to me now that the scores are tied as we go into the 20th and final over, which means SKK look like they will be winning this match if a miracle performance by one of the Gymkhana Gladiators bowlers doesn't occur. And the final over will be bowled by number 99, Pankaj Saharan, a new bowler for the Gymkhana Gladiators, with 1 run to play with as he comes in. Bowls short, and it's absolutely smashed into the leg side by Ted Fitzpatrick for a maximum, which means SKK Rapids finish on 149 for the loss of 4 wickets off of 19.1 overs, and so they win with 6 wickets in hand. Brilliant display of batting and bowling by SKK Rapids. An excellent effort by Gymkhana Gladiators, who've given it their all, but a deserved winner in SKK, who will continue in this final Finnish Premier League tournament, and they will play the loser of the Helsinki Titans and Empire Lions match at 11. They will play them at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So plenty more cricket to come, plenty more big hitting, plenty more energetic fielding, plenty more intelligent bowling, and I hope all the viewers on here today will join us for all the action that's coming up in Finnish cricket over the next 2 weekends. Thanks very much for joining us for today, and I look forward to entertaining you some more tomorrow.